Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Patera here. You've caught us on a working day. We are trying to take advantage of the good weather that we have coming in. We have rain coming this week. We have finally broken out of our wintry frost, we hope. That doesn't mean we won't get frost. We may get some more cold weather, but the weather is broken enough to where it's 65 degrees. We can start planting our spring crops. So we are out. It's one of those days. It's the first day where you come out and you look around and you go, spring's coming, yes. But then you go, boy, we got a lot of work. First thing that we're doing, just to show you real quick, last summer, early fall, we threw out here in an area, we threw out hay. We cleaned out the goat shed, we threw down manure, we put down a lot of grass, and we just left this. There might have been a few vegetables in here, not a whole lot. I don't want to attract too many predators. We don't have that problem too much, so we just left this here. Anything that the chickens could work over, let them have it. And they worked this entire area over here in the very far end of our field all winter long. All early fall, all winter, they've been working it. And they have pretty much completely broken this down for us to beautiful compost. So by all means, if you have chickens, let them work for you. They love it. We put down leaves. We put down everything. We put down leaves. We put down manure. We put down straw. We cleaned out the goat stall, the whole 9 yards. And, we're just letting them work. So what we're doing today is we are gathering this. We're going to till up an area to plant peas and Krissy Greens. So we'll get back to you and show you how that's going. We're going to do this in phases. So we thought we'd just see the messy beginning part of it because life is compost. There you go. We'll be back with you in a moment. We're back. We got the tiller out. We're just at the very far edge of our smaller garden is where we're starting today. We have left up on purpose, we left up this extra fence wiring that we put up last year. In this area, we had an entire line. It's 40 feet on each side, so it was 80 feet of Missouri Wonder green beans. That's what we grew last year. This year, we have decided, obviously, we're rotating vegetables, but I decided to leave the fencing up in case I wanted to utilize it for something else, and I'm so glad that I did. The green beans add nitrogen to the ground, which is really great. So we've added back the manure. We've turned the ground just twice. This was our original lasagna garden, and you can see lasagna gardening really gets a good kick start. There's a few little weeds here and there I'm picking out and feeding to my chickens. They are loving it. The rest is a mess, of course. It's the beginning of spring. This is what everybody's garden looks like. But what I'm doing is I'm preparing a line down this side. The entire side I'm going to plant my my heirloom sugar snap peas. The whole idea of this, and this is what we found out last year, where we live with the way the wind whips through, this garden was not as affected as much as the one on the other side, because when we had the green beans growing, this helped break as a windbreak. So we're going to try this again with that same method, but we're going to use all of our peas. If you've ever grown sugar snap peas, they are wonderful, delicious for any type of cuisine. Easy to grow, but you do need to get them in the ground. We are in zone 7, and so, early to mid-March, you want to get them in about 4 to 6 weeks or so before your last frost. You want to get them in the ground, and they will grow. And for a while, you'll think, these are just not doing anything. And then all of a sudden, you'll have all of these wild, beautiful white flowers and blooms, and before you know it, you're going to have more peas than you can pick. So that's what we're doing right now. Right now, I'm just kind of making a little way to drop the seeds in here, and we'll get to that next. We're continuing to clean it up. We'll be back in just a moment. Y'all stay tuned. All right, guys, we're back. We've gotten all of our peas in the ground. All I'm doing is going back over and knocking the dirt loosely right on top of them. You're going to plant these about 1/2 inch to 1 inch deep in real loose, nice soil. It just said several inches apart, so I'm trying to go for about 4 inches apart or so. It won't take long. With a couple of days of pretty good weather, off and on rain. They like the nice cool weather. You'll start seeing them sprout. They're kind of a waxy plant, really exotic looking. It's pretty interesting, and they will just start latching on. Very easy to grow. Last year we grew them on lattice, but it was only 3.5 feet tall. and we wanted more height, so this is going to work good. So we're going to finish these up. I'm just covering them up real light, tamping them down just very lightly. You can see them right down here. And these are seeds that I seed saved, so let's make sure that, let's hope they do good. And on the other side, we've got some more stuff coming for you, so stay tuned. All right, guys, we are back. We got our peas planted. We've worked the other side. We are growing some new things this year. A really nice lady that I know, she writes for Mother Earth News, or has in the past. She's a gardening guru, and she gave me an entire jar, if you will, little pill box of Krissy Greens, and they are a true Appalachian mountain green. A lot of folks forage for them. A lot of folks have never had them. We've had them before, and they're really, really rich, kind of a spicy green. They are very rich in nutrients and vitamins. They're great to mix with eggs and put into salads and spice things up. So we're going to grow some, and I'm going to seed save from them also, hopefully. But I want to show you how small these seeds are. If you've ever grown lettuce or anything, that is a seed. So we're just going to sprinkle a dash on top of the ground and just barely cover them. And I am positive they'll come up like most other greens. They're really pretty, kind of a clover shape on the leaf. You can see I've got dirt all over me. So we're going to get these in. Then we're going to continue down the row with some Swiss chard, some butter crunch lettuce, which is delicious. And we'll see how far we get. I may throw in some spinach down there as well. But we wanted to show you what we were doing. Continuing to work the ground. Any weeds that we're pulling up, we're throwing to the chickens, so they're having a full buffet today. They're loving that. And, just to say, not all Tennessee ground is red clay. We're really lucky up here where we're at. Everywhere we have explored, we do not have a major red clay problem. And of course, we're adding a lot of natural compost back and different things, so that's helping us out as well. So we're going to get these planted, and we'll wrap this up, so stay tuned. All right, guys, we're at the last phase of our row here. We did the greens, and we've also then filled in the rest of the way with some butter crunch. And now we're coming up behind with one of my favorites, which is the Swiss chard. This, of course, I want to tell you that all of my seeds are from Baker Creek Heirloom or mypatriotsupply.com. I've talked about that on another video. I've answered questions about that. They have great seeds. I seed saved from both of these companies. They've done a great job, so very pleased. But we're going to plant this. This is more of a rich, sweet, green, hardy lettuce. Beautiful multicolored stalks with huge leaves. I put these in smoothies and cook it up with eggs. I wanted to show you the seeds. A lot of times when you're dealing with your lettuces and obviously your greens back there, your seeds are really small. That's not the situation here with the Swiss chard. You can see they're quite substantial, and my fingers are awful, but that's part of gardening. I don't like to wear gloves unless I have to. But I'm going to plant these about 4 to 6 inches apart. I believe that's exactly what I need to do. Trying to remember everything's difficult. And 6 inches apart. And you're wanting to do it about a ½ inch deep. So very easy to plant. This comes up beautifully, and it's very cold tolerant, but it does really good in the heat here as well. So we'll have a good, hopefully a good harvest of this again. I had a good harvest of it last summer and in the fall. So I'm hoping to have that again, and just wonderful stuff. So I'm going to get this planted. We're going to wrap this up. We're so glad you joined us today. Everything's a mess, but we're so happy to be out of winter for the most part. So we hope you're doing well. Be sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook and give us a like. Send your questions in. We're also on Instagram, and we have our blog. So hope you are, I'm sure you've got spring fever too. And get your gardens going. You're going to enjoy it. We'll talk to you soon. I'm going to put this in.